Hello Rebels and welcome to GB Theory, the show where we decipher the living shit out of Shaun's every cryptic message on his Discord channel. Today we have an interesting subject, his first non-groundbreaking project. Actually, can we even call it GB Theorists if we're technically not even theorizing about GB? Ah, fuck it, let's get on with it.
Tell me how long you should have on this show. Why don't you shut up? Mason, why don't you shut up?
I would make the world my own. I had some regret all deep inside. I really wish I didn't know. I had a hard night, but then came my wife.
The first song I ever written was Following.
Earlier this week, Shaun told us he would be serving us his delicious new project stew sometime this week or so. He refused to give me a recipe until it was served though, which makes me quite a sad theorizer. Now, we have a few options of what this could be. At first, I was thinking, maybe it's a song about stew. He made another food-related message later on, which is unfortunately I cannot spill any beans. Hell, Shadra even released a song titled Stew recently. But later on he gave us our key point here. Royal plus shade equals unknown. This kind of rules out the stew idea, unless the stew is currently sitting in the shade cooling off for its majesty King Avex. The next big hint was this couple of messages. Supernova, Royal Shade. Shaun, LMOA, not quite. This was a very helpful little bit, as it wasn't thrown out completely, but rather a not quite, which means it's kind of a royal shade. But what does that mean? Shade can't be royal, unless it's the shadow being cast by King Avex. But how can you make a song about that? That would be really boring to listen to. Let's focus on the shade part of our math equation. Shade could mean many different things, whether it be relating to darkness, nightshade, or even the song by Shadro. Shade is a really vague term here. Darkness is a familiar term, but whether literal or metaphorical, we can't make out for sure just yet. Nightshade could also mean a variety of things, possibly the plant, possibly the poison. The Shadro song would have to mean royal is also a song though, which would mean a mashup of shade and royal. But through my few hours of trying to find royal, I couldn't find it from Shaun, Shadro, or even a song from the days of A Fight for Daylight, so that possibility gets ruled out. Nightshade would be too specific of a topic for Shaun. He goes for more of a vague song style. Even out of the name groundbreaking, it's very unlikely he'd make a song mainly about Nightshade. So that would leave two options, literal darkness and metaphorical darkness. Literal darkness could mean someone hiding in the dark from some sort of monster, maybe someone stumbling upon something important in the dark. That would be focusing more on the other thing rather than the dark. The shade isn't a key point in this hypothetical song. Now we turn to metaphorical darkness, which is actually quite the recurring theme in his songs. Metaphorical darkness can represent many things such as death, corruption, torture, lots along those lines. These can all fit quite nicely with the royal aspect as well, so for now let's check out the royal side of Professor Shaun's equation. Royal is most likely going to mean king, kingdom, something regarding that, as the other meaning of royal is also referencing important and such, but isn't something you can really have a main focus on. Now, we have to think of what part of royal is the royal that Shaun means. A king could work, but Shaun doesn't really make songs from a singular point of view, unless it's a fandom song, such as the Bonnie song, or even Benny the Rules, which, now that I think of it, isn't really a fandom song, as it's more of a fuck you, I'm not gonna follow this bullshit blindly. And even if he does do that in a non-fandom song, such as an Industrial Robot Revolution, I am a robot and I can breathe, doesn't necessarily refer to a specific robot. It could apply to any of the robots, and unless there are a group of similar kings, which kind of contradicts it being a monarchy, it wouldn't make too much sense. Whether the robots are actual robots or just metaphorical, that's a whole other theory. And if you'd like to see that theory, please go ahead and leave a comment. Now, a kingdom could definitely work, as it refers to a large group, which is typical for Shaun, and even going out of groundbreaking, he's probably not going to do too much experimenting outside of what he normally does. Because if he guarantees it's going to blow our minds, that means he knows we already like what he does, and that means this can't really go out on a limb and test some waters. And this shade is the darkest shade Shaun has ever kept us in the dark about. This shade could be the secrecy of something big, such as the assassination and replacement of the king with a look-alike. Why do this, you may wonder? Well, this king was doing something this group didn't like, and so they secretly killed and replaced him, and the new king will subtly change the way the kingdom works to the assassinator's liking. Take that, Shaun, I've solved the equation. Give me my A and let me get out of this damned classroom. Since we don't have many clues, I won't be able to go too much into detail about any more of this delicious stew, such as why the song is what it is or anything like that. Plus, the deadline on this video is really tight. Seriously, he could be releasing this new project this Friday, and we only started making this video on Tuesday. Jeez, Shaun, give us more heads up next time. You can't rush genius, and you should know that. No wonder Herc got delayed so much. That album was a masterpiece. So, I think we've covered what we need to. We solved the equation, found the plot of the song. I believe our work here is done. Thanks for watching this theory video, Rebels. Until next time, where fate will bring you here once more.
Mason, just 1 second. What gives you the right to say that? I know you're talking to me, not them. Mason, you know what? You are 5 seconds away from getting thrown off the stage. Yeah, and I mean it.
Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. This is the part where we tell you to subscribe, where we give credit for thanks, etc. Be sure to subscribe to be the first to know when we have a new video out. If you enjoyed the comedy and the editing, be sure to leave a like. If you have a suggestion on another topic we should theorize about, please leave it in the comments below, as well as the groundbreaking Discord also in the description. And if you haven't already, which would be very surprising, be sure to subscribe to Shaun himself. If you haven't, we will find you. One last thing, don't forget to check out MatPat. We sort of based ourselves off of him, so we can't really do this without giving proper acknowledgments to him. Credit to Vexel for editing, Lord Selrahc, who you're listening to right now, for script and narration, and Kale for, well, kind of everything else. One final thank you, and now we end our video.